Hello, lovely. Welcome to the Find a Lovely Life podcast, a safe place for all self-love journeys. I'm your host, Monica Rodriguez, and for the past 9 years, I've been on my own self-love journey. Healing can be really lonely, especially when you don't know where to start. So let's figure things out together. If you're looking for inspirational stories, conversations with some lovely souls, and a little life advice, I think you found the right place. Or maybe it found you. Let's try our best and find a lovely life together. I'll share some of my lovely life lessons along the way. Don't worry, you're safe here. Welcome to another episode of the podcast. I'm really excited about this one. It's our first guest of season 2. I love talking to people about self-love, and I love hearing about other people's experiences on their journey so that I can learn from them. I think one of the biggest hurdles when it comes to self-love is that we don't talk about it enough because we either aren't ready to, or because we feel like the things that we go through individually might not be understood by other people, because a lot of the triggers that have caused this sort of like quieting down or sort of like hibernation phase of not advocating for yourself, of not setting boundaries or following the path that calls to you the most, is because we hear so many voices in our head. And so we kind of get quiet. And it's important to me to continue to show that you can be in a very in-between space and still find connection with other people who are also on their own self-love journey. Recently, in my self-love journey, Jude is here. Our heavy mouth breather has entered chat. I'm just gonna massage, pun intended, massage his ears a little bit to get him to calm down. Part of my self-love journey has been sort of the exploration of connecting my mind, body, and spirit together, the holy trinity of who you are as a person on this earth. And I've always had a really strong connection between my mind and my body. Because of my chronic illness, because of my diabetes management, those two had to talk to each other. They were forced to talk to each other. But body and spirit have always been kind of siloed. One of the biggest parts of my journey has always been like body healing. My relationship with my body is a really big touchstone for my self-love journey. Jude would like to also be part of this episode. We're not interviewing. Shoot. We're not interviewing my familiar this episode. So my relationship with healing my body has been a cornerstone of my self-love journey. And one of the things I've been recently working on is just my relationship with massage therapy, with listening to my body. My body and I have a weird relationship when it comes to listening to each other. And so because of chronic illness, a lot of work is to be had. And sometimes that work requires me to ask for help so that I can listen to my body a little bit more. And I have been getting massages regularly for about a couple of months now. I used to only get them like once a year on my birthday. And then through massage therapy, actually highlighted how much I have to put my body through just to survive. It's sort of become a new self-love tool for me to listen to my body sooner so that I can help it and we can co-create and work together in healing our relationship towards each other. And then also figuring out a way to like connect that through a lot of the spiritual stuff that I do. I really wanted to talk to somebody who does that for a living. And so I asked my masseuse, Megan Jones, if she was willing to come have a conversation with me about listening to your body, about her own healing journey through her self-care practices and self-love tools. And I'm really excited for you guys to listen. She said a lot of great things that I'm still thinking about. And I can't wait for a lovely nugget to kind of like plant a seed in your own self-love journey. So enjoy our lovely conversation about listening to your body with Megan Jones. Hi, Megan.
Hi.
How are you?
Good. How are you?
Doing good. We've been like trying to do this, and we've both been so patient. Life just keeps getting in the way, which is part of the life cycle. But I feel like we've both been so patient with all the obstacles that keep getting in the way, which is huge growth.
Yeah.
Huge growth. But I was so excited to talk to you today. I know a little bit about you, but one of the reasons I wanted to talk to you like this is to get to know you better and share your story and how much you've helped me kind of connect with my body in unexpected ways.
My name is Megan Masako Jones. I am a 30-year-old licensed massage therapist. I am also entrepreneur here with my business, White Lotus Touch, in Austin, Texas. I am a Midwest Ohioan who moved here 4 years ago now, so it's been a minute. Yeah.
Oh, that's right. What brought you to Austin?
Me and my partner at the time just really wanted to get out of Ohio, and he was like, well, I almost moved to Austin, and I was like, okay, like I'll go check it out. Yeah. So we did, and yeah, we both liked it and decided this was somewhere where we could both see ourselves living. So
yeah, I feel like that happens a lot. I feel like the water here is like healing. It's like calling people to come heal.
Yeah.
What about Austin surprised you the most when you came here 4 years ago?
I think how like welcoming people were and how like kind of easy it was to make friends. I think at first it was kind of hard, like it is anywhere. Yeah, you kind of like find your people. Like I'm sure anywhere you move, but this was also like my first time moving away from home.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Yeah, it is. And I've been here for like 10 years now. And it's been the city that's taught me that like every kind of like version of myself, there's like a cycle of people that come in and out. And every time I'm a new person, I'm like, oh, great, clean house again. But then all of a sudden, it's like, oh, but then more people come in and I'm like, oh, I think I get it now. After so many years of learning that lesson, what's one thing that's bringing you joy right now?
As of late, I would say learning to create and express my story. Recently, I started writing my first book on my own experience. That's been exciting.
I did not know this.
Yeah, no, this is new. This has happened. Yeah, I think within the last several weeks, almost through like chapter 1, and I finished the prologue. So,
oh my God.
Yeah, it's still like very rough draft, but I'm like showing like my partner or like my girlfriends, like, hey, what do you think about this? Like, we're like, oh, yeah, that's great. And we're like, okay, cool. So yeah, it's been reaffirming that way, and yeah. So,
what have you always been a writer?
No, but I think I've always like wanted to be. I'm going back to school this fall as well. So
I'm just gonna be reacting surprised. I mean, that's so awesome. I didn't know that.
So yeah, I was going for professional writing like many moons ago, and now I found out an English advisor finally reached back out to me, and they're like, yeah, like I knew like I was probably roughly like 12 classes away from my professional writing degree, but she was like, actually, you're like 7 classes away from just an English studies degree. And you can do that online. You wouldn't have to move back home to Ohio. So,
oh my gosh.
Yeah. So
shout out to her.
Yeah. So that was really cool. So yeah, we're going to go back this fall. I'm going to start with one class, kind of like ease my way back into studying and whatnot. But then also it was just a really weird kind of like full circle, because like a professor that I had for several classes before, I actually go to like look to see who my professor is for this web online class. And it's her, this professor I've had before. And she like actually had another student like reach out and like check on me because she was curious like how I was. And he said, she was like, yeah, like you were one of her favorites. And she just like was wondering what happened to you. So yeah, it was kind of neat. I can't wait to talk with her. Hopefully.
Yeah. Well, and I bet that was like, I don't know. I always feel like the universe kind of gives us little nuggets of like you're in the right path.
Yeah, like so that definitely felt just reaffirming, like, okay, I am doing the right thing, So,
well, you are a writer. If you I want to affirm that for you.
Yeah, no, I think too. Like I've always like, I go to like journal and then I get pissed off because like my handwriting is not the same result, but it's also like, yeah, so like I'll end up like tearing the page apart or like
Not the
throwing it
same
in the
as
trash.
before, or like it starts to change.
It's something I've always struggled with. Like I remember as a child trying to journal and I was like, like I just messed up on one letter and like it would just annoy me with the whole page and I like tear it off and like throw it in the trash. But
That's interesting, because when I journal, and maybe this might help, because when I journal, sometimes when my handwriting changes, I'm like, oh, who's talking?
Oh no, okay.
Like early on in my self-love journey, I like started morning pages, which is like an exercise from The Artist's Way by Julia Cameron. And it was like, the concept is just like 3 pages of just stream of conscious thought, like just write. And it was really hard at first. Sometimes I would just write peas and carrots because I was like, I don't even know what I'm supposed to say. Or I do grocery lists and stuff. But then when like some part of me would come out, I would notice my handwriting would change. And then I would look and it'd be hard to read, but then it was a way for me to be like, oh, am I trying to talk to myself?
Oh, that's beautiful.
Yeah. So maybe you are.
No, it's just, I feel like my handwriting would get sloppy because like, after a minute you get tired after like
totally
first page, you're like, oh shit, like.
Oh yeah, I can't even read page 2.
You can't. I know, and then like writing notes for this, I'm like, oh my gosh, my handwriting is getting worse.
Oh my God, your handwriting is beautiful. It's beautiful. Mine is not legible at all. But I can see how like, well, almost, I feel like handwriting can also be like an identity marker where you don't want to like lose yourself on the page.
Of course, or like I want to be able to actually like read it when I go back, and whenever it gets sloppy, I don't know. It's definitely like a me thing. Like even with like partners and stuff too, like trying to not get so angry about like, oh, they didn't put something back exactly like where I would like. And so definitely more of like an inner critic kind of thing.
Yeah, we all have that voice.
Yeah.
Her name is Champagne. Or Chardonnay. Because she's dry and rude. And I like to talk to Pina Colada Bee. Because she's just fun and she doesn't judge me as often. But I feel like we all have that voice. At least for me, well, not a lot of people know, but I name things like everything from like birds to like plants to like
love that
voices. Inner critics. It helps me keep
No, give it a name. Giving it a name is power too. You're taking it back in a way.
That is true. True. Well, I love that you've gotten back into writing. Like a lot of the healing that I have experienced with you is so physical through like body work, but like writing is so internal. Is it hard for you to kind of like express that sometimes? Or like I guess I assume, and I probably shouldn't assume, but like as a masseuse, to me, it's like, oh, she's got body down. She knows body. And I'm like, I don't know body. I need to know body.
Do
you? Yeah. Was connecting with your body easier for you than it was like connecting back with writing?
Oh, yeah. I think definitely through movement is something. I mean, movement is in your body. That's something you've been associated with like since you were born. So like,
I didn't even think about it.
Yeah, so that one's definitely more natural to me. Feeling comfortable in yourself, though, that does take some time. And that's but writing is just like a form of like expression, I think, and just kind of like really giving your words power, writing them down. So
what drew you to massage therapy? Maybe not first, but like what about it was something that you felt called to?
I wanted to help people. That was something I've always felt something strongly about. I didn't know in what way or form, and I think massage really helped me with that for sure.
Did you get a massage first and then you were like, what is this? Or did you see someone do it? Or?
I think it was something I always joked around about being like a backup plan. And, you know, if like college didn't work out or whatever.
Yeah.
And then finally, you know, I did the college, I did for several years and kind of realized like, okay, I'm just going for like my parents, you know, kind of thing.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
even after that, I did like a semester of like LPN, like nursing program. And passed all my classes, but it was just like, we had to stick people with needles or like the little like skin. And I was like, oh my gosh, I don't think I could actually do this and deal with blood and stuff and all that. But, you know, massage, like you're not dealing with people's like bodily fluids.
That
so
is true.
yeah, just being more like learning that our body can heal itself. We just need to listen to it and really like trust our like intuition better. So, and even I see myself as more of I'm helping you help yourself. Like you have the tools to help yourself.
Yeah.
I'm just kind of like assisting in a way.
Yeah.
That makes sense. So
it does, because one of the working with Megan, at least in my like journey, as you all know, I'm a type 1 diabetic, and there would be times where Megan would like focus on a part of my body and I'd be like, ow, why does that hurt? And then I realized, oh, I probably shouldn't be injecting there that much. So to your point, it was very, and it's very like, it's obviously not all like one size fits all. Like everybody's bodies go through different kinds of trauma. And so when you're kind of in that vulnerable space of like your body's talking. Well, sometimes I even like joke with Megan because I'm like, oh, she's like screaming at you. Like when my arm is like kissing. Yes. And I'm like, whoa, what is she trying to say? Like, and I don't think that I think that's one of the reasons I have discovered massage therapy to be more than just something I treat myself for, but more of like oh, my body wants to tell me something. I haven't quite been listening. And it's almost like body to me sometimes doesn't have voice. It's very silent in my journey. And so I have to like either stay really still to listen to it or have someone look at it and be like, oh, that's painful. Why is that painful? Oh, that's probably something I can do to help it. So has there ever been like a recent client that you've had where that's the body keeps like surprising you in different ways?
Yeah, no, for sure. I do have a client as of late. Like I have clients that do show like drastic shifts of allowing their bodies to kind of let go of what they have carried for a long time. And one example of that is I've had a client who just kind of started processing things because I could tell like the body started to kind of heaving and I could hear tears and I was like, okay. So I just kind of stopped where I was working. I was kind of digging in a little deep in the area and just sort of started doing more of a rocking motion. And then when they kind of calmed down a little bit, was like, okay, do you need tissue? Like, what do you need from me right now? Do you need me just to like hands off? Like, you just need a moment. And then afterwards, just kind of checked in with them like, hey, like, was that okay the way like I helped you process that? Did you need me to do something else next time? Was it regular in mine? And they're like, no, everything you do is great. Just processing like a death, or recent death in the family sort of thing. So yeah, just kind of, helps bring to light like, now this can also be something to help people with grief.
Yeah.
So
that's true. I guess it's not something that people think, oh, I'm grieving, I should probably get a massage.
And that's not the first case I've had either. It's, again, I've been doing this since I moved here, so like 4 years now. So
yeah. That's interesting. If someone was grieving, I guess at what stage would you recommend them to like get a massage?
I think whenever they felt comfortable enough to do so, maybe because grief, it comes in waves.
Yeah.
So it's going to hit like really hard, of course, in the beginning. And then later on, you're going to be like, oh, that reminded me of that person.
Yeah.
And you're just going to be crying uncontrollably, so it comes in waves. And like every now and then a wave's going to come up and it's going to be a little bump too. But I do know, like back home, I have a former classmate who does more specifically grief massage. So that is something she does. But I haven't like taken classes specifically on that, but it is,
Yeah.
definitely something I recommend to people when they feel comfortable,
Yeah.
number one for sure.
Yeah. And what if someone's like embarrassed if they cry on your table?
Oh no, I think most people do apologize after they start crying, but I just like to reassure people like this is your space. You're letting me, a stranger, touch your body.
That's so
And this is a very like, especially someone who maybe hasn't had like the best experiences with human touch. Like this is also a way to heal with that as well. And I'm just thankful to share the space and to help someone in that way. I think that's just beautiful. So.
I think so too. And it's such a vulnerable experience because I think in the same way that we do like talk therapy, massage therapy almost like is a conversation with your body internally. And sometimes when we talk, we can't quite express the pain that we're feeling. And I think after I hit a certain like nerve or like a muscle's like really tense, after I leave here, I start like thinking, well, what was the depth to that? Or like what, I've gotten to a point where I'll just walk in the session, I'll be like, I've done a lot of sacral chakra work, so that's just, I'm not even gonna like filter it anymore. Can we focus on that area? So I've connected like body to spirit now in that sense, and it's helped me kind of like connect the two. I've always struggled with like, I know like having mind, body, and spirit, but I've always isolated them.
Yes.
It was always hard for me to integrate body and spirit. My body and mind work together, but body and spirit were like disconnected a little bit. And I think that's one of the other reasons massage therapy has helped me kind of dig deeper of like in reverse of if I'm working on something spiritually, I connect it back to the body and then I can move forward. Or like I do all this work and then I come lay on the table and then I'm like, I thought I did this already. And then we work through it. But I think it's a very beautiful sort of connection. Because what you said earlier is still kind of stuck in my head of like, I had never thought about our first association. It's like we associate body with movement because it's like we learn how to walk, we learn how to crawl, we touch things. I'd never thought about it that way of how long we've actually had a relationship with our body. Are there other forms of relationships with your body, like different types of workouts or other therapies that you tried that you feel more connected with your body?
I've been doing this. I started getting into Muay Thai here like 2 years ago, and that's been huge for me, especially just helping like wrist and hand strength. I think that's been really valuable to me as a massage therapist because many only last like 6 years and they end up not continuing on with this career path.
Oh, because of
it is hard on your body. Yeah, and I see a lot of massage therapists who aren't taking the best care of themselves.
Yeah.
I am thankful to have an able body where I can do such things. So yeah, I make sure I do Muay Thai. I do weight training, stretch daily.
I need to do that. I don't do that.
Yeah, I know. I have so many clients that walk through that door and they're just like,
can you tell? I
was just like, please, like I haven't stretched, but this is like my way to stretch. And I'm like, oh gosh, but it's okay. I get it. Yeah, I mean, even just, just something a little bit when you first wake up in the day can make a huge difference because you're just getting, everything flowing lymphatically. And that just kind of like makes you more limber throughout the day, especially if you work at home or at a desk all day. Like, we just weren't made to do that.
That's so true. So when you get up in the morning, what's your kind of like, I guess, like stretch routine or like, how do you take care of your body first?
Coffee?
Yes. Gasoline for the car.
Probably not the best I deal with my coffee.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah, definitely more coffee with my creamer, but yeah. So I think I do. Admittedly, I think I do more stretch once I do get to work because I do this every day. Yeah, just like the hip and stuff, and kind of like get my arms moving, get the blood flowing there before I have a client come in the room where I go grab them.
Yeah, I mean, I need to definitely stretch more in the morning for sure. I grew up kind of thinking massage therapy was this untouchable, luxurious thing where like you did it on your birthday, you did it on an anniversary. Like it had to tie to some significant life event for you to be able to like treat yourself in almost like a self-care thing. Why do you think we've been so conditioned to believe that treating our body like that is more of like a specific special self-care act versus like therapy?
Yeah, no, I think that's a really important question. I think a lot of it comes down to how wellness has been marketed. Massage has been often packaged as this kind of luxury, like spa add-on. Yeah, the idea that it's just something you treat yourself to maybe once a year rather than something that is essential for your health.
Yeah.
And because of that, people tend to associate it with an indulgence instead of healing. In reality, like massage is very therapeutic. It helps with chronic pain, stress, trauma that is stored in the body because the body does keep score of everything and all things that deserve regular care. It's just like not a special occasion.
Yeah.
Yeah. You should be loving your body often, not just, oh, it's my birthday.
Yeah. I guess I'll do it.
I guess I'll go get a massage, treat yourself. Yeah. So I think it's changing though more now, and especially like in places like Austin too, where people are more, I feel like, holistically inclined to want to not take like medicinal measures instead. Like, where that is avoidable.
Yeah, like focusing on a healing, I guess, like connection. Again, like connecting your body with awareness of why it's painful. I think to me, even like through just like talk therapy, how much like I've learned through that mental health sort of relationship of going to therapy is more about the work that you do after. And so like, I think even my relationship with massage, when I first started I think I got my first massage when I was like 23. And I was like, whoa, what is this? Like, and it's funny because the first masseuse at the time, I was not very vocal about my diabetes at all. And she asked me like, are you on insulin? Because she could like tell from how dry my muscles were. I guess. And I felt very seen in a way. I was like, no, don't see me that way. I've done a lot of therapy to like heal that. But after learning how to work with talk therapy of like, you know, like you go to session and then you talk through things, but really the work is sort of done after. And I think I'm learning the more often I get massage therapy, it's almost the same way. Like just coming here and treating it as like I treat myself, I'm good, and then not listening to my body after. I think that's sort of sometimes the disconnect to me between like, it's just a luxury. It's not a therapeutic like healing thing. Because healing, just like grief, is like in waves and like stages. And I feel like by allowing myself to like treat, I guess like my mind programming is like, well, I'm just treating myself more.
Yeah.
But then the more that I do it, the more I'm connecting with my body in a way that I haven't before. And I'm like, oh, this isn't self-care. This is like talk therapy for my body because it's talking to me. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
It's hard for me to like, I think it took me a long time to get to that point. So like, what does self-care mean to you in that sense? Like, is there something like massage where people think, oh, that's just something that I do in luxury, or like that you've reframed? Well, it's not actually just self-care. I actually need it as a healing tool.
I think basically what you just said, it's about like coming home to yourself.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's not always the pretty stuff like face masks and bubble baths. It's it's other things as well. It's also like setting a boundary, turning down plans, or getting up to train when I don't feel like it. You know, it's asking, what do I need to do today? Physically, emotionally, spiritually, and just honoring that.
Yeah.
Some days look like movement and other days look like stillness. So,
ooh, yes.
Yeah.
That's another, I guess, common misconception I've started healing as well as I kind of dive deeper into my body journey of like every day needs to be movement versus like the balance of movement versus stillness and like listening again, like listening to what my body is actually trying to tell me. I love that. What would you say to someone who's never gotten a massage and doesn't really feel safe but wants to try or is like curious about massage therapy?
Yeah. So I would like to assure them that they are valid and their feelings. Letting me, like I've said before, into your physical space, a total stranger is definitely that's valid.
Yeah.
That can be really vulnerable. Massage should be something where you don't feel like you have to push through it. Like, okay, one more set of this and like we're good. Like it should feel welcoming, and you should find a therapist who makes you feel comfortable enough to ask questions and like ease any doubts or concerns you may have. I've had clients who have left all their clothes on. You know, like there is boundaries that can be worked around, and they should want to work with you, not like against you. So
that's so true. Just like when you're looking for a talk therapist, I just made the connection now. Like obviously if someone is not working with you, or even any kind of doctor, like if they don't want to work with you, like any health professional or wellness practitioner, if the goal is to work together to like help move your journey forward. And if I think for a long time too, in my own health and wellness journey, I would just like suffer and be like, this is just what it is. I just have to sit here and take it. And you have the power to be like, you know what, this care is not for me, and I need to go find another person that will work with me.
Yes. We're all unique beings. We're all so different. You have to find what works for you.
Wow. Sure. Yeah, I think it's just the American healthcare system making you think like just sit in line and pay your copay and in and out service. And I've been deconstructing that a lot this past like couple of years as I'm diving deeper into like connecting body with like spirit and like what that, even if I have to go to like a, you know, regular doctor appointment, having that practice of like, wait, are they actually listening to what I'm saying? No. Okay. We need to, my talk therapist had told me one time that like they have to remember that like they work for you.
Yes.
So like if they're not providing you that care, and same with like any sort of like esthetician or like even yoga instructor, like if they're forcing you to do a position, so you're like, my body is saying no,
I'm not ready for this. Yeah, they should honor that.
Yes. Which is to your point of like self-care being like boundaries and like communicating, like my body's saying no, so I'm gonna respect that. Do you agree? No? Okay. I'm gonna go find someone that says yes to my needs as well. Something I always also notice about you is like you always have all these new certifications and stuff. And now I know that you're going back to school. So learning and knowledge, I feel like, is a very important, or maybe not important, but it's a value that you that kind of have stuck with you throughout your life.
For sure.
What do you love about learning?
So like with massage, it is required by state that I do continuing education. So like every 2 years, like I am about to renew my license again here this September, but every 2 years you're supposed to have 12 credit hours of continuing education. So I am always learning, and just with massage in general too, like I want to better serve my clients in what better way than to continue learning in that way as well.
Yeah.
Tear up when I get nervous and stuff. Okay. So sorry.
Do not apologize for that. You're like breaking through. This is what I call a breakthrough. You're connecting your emotions to your body.
I should be a water sign. I'm a fire sign.
Well, maybe
this is
you are.
crazy.
Maybe you are. Because I got a palm reading done like a couple years ago, and she looked at my hands and she was like, "Are you sure your birth chart's right?"
No.
And I was like, "Yeah." She's like, "You're water hands," because I'm triple fire.
Oh, that's crazy.
And she was like, "You should look into Vedic astrology." So I did. And in Vedic astrology, which is a more ancient, older astrology, like from India, I'm a triple water.
That's
anything that I kind of like can dive into, like about learning. Like learning for me is like, how can I learn more about myself so I can understand myself more?
Yes.
And if it's like, whether it's mind, body, spirit, like I will dive into it and go down like rabbit holes to be like, oh my God, that makes sense. Or like, it's like I have this huge like invisible wall in my mind where I'm just like connecting dots of like, oh my God. And then I come up with like all these like theories of like, oh my God, like metaphysical, like healing, like that makes so much sense. So maybe you are a water sign. What has been the most interesting thing you've learned and allowed yourself to experience? Like whether it was like spiritually energetic healing tied to like massage therapy or like anything like that.
So I think Reiki, like that was really interesting. I moved here, got my license, and then I didn't want to continue. There was like courses I saw that I had friends like do where it's just like a weekend course on like how to become like a Reiki master. And I was like, that doesn't sound right.
Master 1 weekend.
Yeah. I was like, I don't want to do that. Like it doesn't sound very, like how it should be. So no, I found a program here by Izzy Swanson. Highly recommend. He's great. So I took 2 courses, but like the first one was just the Reiki intensive training, which is like, I think it was like 6 months.
What is Reiki for anyone that doesn't know what it is?
Reiki is like energy healing. I think in Japan, from my understanding, it is something they just know about and they are taught. And then like, it's just interesting that over here, we're not taught it. So yeah. So it's just more energy healing, going through the body and like clearing out any kind of stagnancy, like giving yourself space where maybe there's a blockage. Like if you have like blockage in your throat, then okay, like what's going on there? Like are you not feeling heard, or you're not speaking your truth? More things like that. Yeah.
Okay.
So yeah, so that was really just a fun class. It was like a good group of people from all different religious backgrounds. As growing up as someone who was in a private school, like ran by a Baptist church, this was really foreign to me. Like hearing about different like gods and like other things that people believed in the group, like it was really insightful. And just like I loved how everyone was still like all gathered around from different religious backgrounds to practice one thing. That was really cool. Yeah.
Which is like to practice healing somebody energetically. It's like something we can't always see but feel, which makes us, I think, more human in that way. So what was your experience learning Reiki?
It was kind of reaffirming to me because I always felt kind of like I felt energy a bit more. Some of my classmates could see colors and have visions. I feel like get the tingles, if that makes sense. Like I was more in a very sensory kind of way. Yeah, and I've always kind of felt like some kind of like energy. It feels like kind of like power. I don't know, like in your hand. Yeah, like it's just very like, and then to like put that over people, especially like in massage, I think I kind of like more could feel it.
But Reiki,
understanding it,
from my understanding, and help me understand more, it's a kind of massage where you don't really touch the body.
Yeah, so it's about energy. So it's not even involving, there is people like Melissa next door as well here at the gym. She also does Reiki, and like she's done Reiki on me. And it's more like just, if you're not like a massage therapist, it's just about like going over the body. You don't even have to be in the same room as the person to receive Reiki. So there is people that like you can call and get a Reiki session. And usually the practitioner is like just kind of envisioning it, like your body in front of them and like going through it.
Yeah.
So,
How would you combine those two? Like, how would you kind of like talking about like body and like spirit? Like, how would you combine that practice with your body?
Yeah. So it's not something I felt comfortable offering to clients as a paid service because I don't like maybe receive visions or something that they would like. I feel like that's more what people are seeking is like some kind of like affirmation in that way.
Okay. Maybe that's some common misconception. I don't know.
Or maybe
Because you're not like a psychic. It's a right.
But I think that's just
a psychic session.
Yeah.
Energy movements.
Yeah, a lot of people, because Melissa does see visions, which are really cool.
Yeah.
And she sees like images and whatnot, but like, yeah, I don't. I just kind of feel like even my classmates and my teacher described me as like a lightning rod. Like they describe me as more like cellulite, the crystal, which is more of like what you use to cleanse all the other crystals. Yeah, so like
that's so beautiful.
Yeah, I know, I cried. Shocker, but
we love crying.
Yes.
Bro, criers.
But yeah, that was just reaffirming in our class as well.
That's so cool. I've always been like interested in it, but I've never had it done. I sometimes when I am like on a body like massage like therapy, I'll start to have visions and then I'll psych out of it and be like, oh, okay, that's what I need to go do. Thanks.
Yeah.
See, I gotta go journal about that.
That's awesome. Yeah.
Okay. Well, it seems like you're always kind of like learning. You're going back to school. You're an entrepreneur, which is so scary sometimes to like just kind of jump off the edge and pursue and bet on yourself. What do you love about this life that you created for yourself?
Yeah. It's funny, I didn't even mean to come in here and get this room like I did. I didn't have plans to be an entrepreneur. My plans were to go to Melissa next door, and I was just seeking like some kind of like apprenticeship or like someone to learn from. She's like, actually, the room next door just opened up. So it's more about walking through doors that do open for you.
Yeah.
But anyway, back to your question.
Wait, no, that was no. Yes, walk through open doors.
Yeah, if the door's shut, don't go knocking on it. That door's shut for a reason.
That's so true.
My mom got me a magnet that said that when I kept choosing the wrong relationships. So.
Thanks, Mom. Shout out to Mom. The life you created for yourself.
I would say I love that I made it my own. I may not have made it the way my parents or other people would have preferred it. I may not have done it in some kind of chronological way I was supposed to, but I made it my own, and they, I think, love me and are still more proud of me because of it.
Yeah, I recently been thinking about that a lot, of how like my idea of what I wanted my life to be. At first, I also kind of like followed my parents' path, and then like at some point diverted, and then was like, I want control over my life, which is a great, I think, self-love definition of like authority over your life. And like, the more that we're both Aries. Well, Aries, I don't know, we might not be, but the more that I would like push through doors that were like closed and like hit walls, I would like pivot and pivot and pivot. And then I would get so frustrated every time that I would pivot. But now looking back, all those pivots actually gave me the life that I love now. So had I not, well, like like a little Aries ran into the wall and like had to pivot, because I'm not the kind of person that like, oh, it's closed. Okay, I'll just wait till it opens. Like, I'm gonna go try this one. I'm gonna go try this one. And so it's been this like, it's a difficult, it took me a long time to get to this point of like looking back and being like, oh, all the side quests and twists and turns and all the decisions I made that didn't work out actually did work out for me. I don't know. That has brought me some closure recently. I don't know if that magnet is still bringing you closure.
No, for sure. Yeah, sometimes you you know, you gotta wait around for the right door, I think, too. Or
Yes.
yeah.
And it was literally, it was like waiting for you in that sense, like this room.
Yeah, no, quite literally the door was just waiting for me to knock on it.
They're like, what, are you going to walk in? And then that's the kind of
Yeah.
real decision of like, do I want to walk into this? It's really scary.
No, it was. I was like, oh, start a business. I didn't
Yeah.
think I was gonna do that, but yeah.
How long have you been doing it now?
So I think it'd be 3 years now that I've been here in
That's amazing.
December. Yeah.
And obviously, like, there's ebbs and flows to that. It's not like unicorns and
No, of course there's. It's luckily though I'm located inside of a gym, so that is also nice.
Great client leads.
Yeah, there's always I've made
so
friends
true.
here. That also helps. So
what's something or a tool that's helped you learn how to love yourself more?
I say movement. I think movement, Muay Thai, dancing, body work, all of that has just really feeling in my body that I'm strong, I'm capable, I'm grounded. That is just so reaffirming to me that like I'm worthy. It's taught me how to respect myself.
Yeah.
That's definitely been so valuable. Not just how I look, but how I show up, how I keep going, and just how I care for myself and others.
What was the crystal you said?
Cellulite. Yeah.
Yeah. That's the white one, right?
Yeah, it's a white.
The one that activates all of them.
Yeah.
Yeah. Megan the Activator. I would love to pull an oracle card for you.
Yes.
If you would like.
Very down.
She, as always, chose the one that I knew she would like. I'm using the Sacred Feminine Oracle, and I'll put a link down in the description. They're so pretty. They're like,
those are beautiful.
They're organized by chakra as well. We're just going to shuffle. Okay. They're talkative. Well, I got seductive.
Oh.
Which is blue and associated with your throat chakra. Immediately, I always like talk about like what I see in the card, and then I can read the descriptions, see if it resonates more, but
okay.
Also numbers wise. So it's 28, which is, you might be kind of like, I reduce it down to like 9, 10, so it'd be 1. So it's kind of like you're on this new journey of like this new beginning of maybe expressing yourself in a way that you haven't in a while. And I'm drawn to the 2 like swans. Swans are very like, I associate with the goddess of Saraswati, which is like the goddess of creativity in Hinduism. And so I feel like you're being kind of like harnessing your own creative voice, which might have like a shadow in like how you sort of like maybe defined seductiveness in like a negative connotation at one point, but now it's almost like it's not a siren song, it's like your own voice with yourself. And then I'm drawn to these kind of like, you're almost like protected by this like, it's like little like feather crown that you're wearing of like, you see your vision. And maybe the number 3, like maybe 3 times or something might be significant to you, but it's almost like you're taking your power back internally so that you can use it to vocalize what you want creatively. Does that resonate?
I think it does strongly. Yeah.
It's a shadow. Okay, so it's also kind of like it's divided into different groups aside from chakras as well. So this is keywords are impulsiveness, manipulation, games, or excess. This card invites you to work on your shadow side. This is a dark part of your being which expresses itself through negative character traits. Embrace your shadows without judgment, benevolently and lovingly. When you act from darkness, part of you is in pain and your ego is setting up protective strategies to preserve you. So it could be that there might have been a time where you were very extroverted outward in your expression. And I think the shadow just wants you to spend some time inward with her to hear her.
Yeah. In writing my book, that's also about my dancing experience. So I think that kind of hits it as well.
Healing your relationship with that.
Yeah, I think just giving it a voice. And
Ooh.
I feel like it's also kind of like I don't have kids yet, but I would love to have kids one day. And I think it's also like I'm writing this book for kind of it to explain to hopefully my future daughter one day, like, hey, this is like what I went through, and this is like what I hope maybe you don't go through. Like, maybe don't do what I did, but like learn from this and learn from my dating experiences and what I learned, So
yeah. and not to be ashamed of it.
Yeah, no, we're proudly.
Yeah. Oh, that's so beautiful. She did it again. No. Would you like to give us some lovely advice as a farewell?
Don't rush your becoming.
Ooh.
Yeah, you don't have to have it all figured out. Trust the detours, the heartbreaks, the quiet seasons. They're not setbacks. They're just part of your unfolding. You are allowed to outgrow versions of yourself and still honor who you were. Keep coming back to what feels true in your body. Yeah.
Oh, you're gonna make me cry. 2 fake fire signs. Cry. Oh, what is true in your body?
Yeah.
Woo. I felt that one. I felt that one because it's hard because like you have all these voices of telling you like what is truth, and then when your body's finally yelling at you, which I also would like to teach my future daughter one day to not wait for your body to yell at you.
Yeah.
Seems like a no-brainer. Yeah. Oh, well, thank you so much, Megan.
Thank you for having me.
Oh, this is so lovely.
Yeah.
This is so lovely. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it reminded you that your body might want to tell you something, that it might be trying to talk to you in ways that might not be comfortable, might make you feel a little bit like you're not quite ready to have the conversation. And that's okay. Trust me. It took me 15 years to listen to my body in a way that could help me. And so I don't want any of these conversations to make you feel like you're behind or that you missed something. And contrary, I want you to listen to these conversations and realize that wherever you are in your self-love journey is the right place to be. And I couldn't leave the wonderful conversation without reading a lovely letter to send us off. Megan said something really beautiful about like self-care being boundaries, which always resonates with me. And so there's a letter that I kind of thought could be kind of your body also talking to you. I don't know. I wanted to read it and see if it resonated with you. I'm sure you'll get some lovely reactions from me, like always. Okay. Dear lovely, learn to say no, to set boundaries, to put yourself first, to protect your growth, to protect your peace, to welcome bigger and better things. For some of us, saying no is easy. Some of us say no too often and often for the wrong reasons. I'm not suggesting you say no to things that abandon working on yourself, your responsibilities, the promises you made that are now too hard to keep. I'm suggesting you learn to say no like you have to learn to listen and not just hear. Set boundaries. What are things within your current situation that you can start saying no to? This could mean standing up for yourself, taking breaks, cutting down on drinking, or anything that doesn't make you feel your best. When we set boundaries, we help ourselves. We start to put ourselves first. Protect yourself. Look at all the growth you've done. I know you don't want to start over. Say no to things that threaten that growth. Are you falling back on old habits? Crawling back to people you know hold you back? Start saying no to things that aren't serving you anymore. Protect yourself. Protect the peace you've cultivated. Protect the growth you've worked so hard on. Welcome better things. Sometimes we need to learn to say no so we can welcome more blessings into our lives. We need to learn to let go and let the universe or God or she, her, they however it resonates with you. We need to trust that what we want may only scratch the surface. When you learn to say no to things that aren't making you better, we open the gate to a whole lot of yes. With love, Monica. And that's the episode. I hope you're inspired to love yourself a little more than you did yesterday, and you're on your way to finding a lovely life you love. If you want to read more about my self-love journey, head over to findalovelylife.com. Subscribe, rate, and share this podcast if you feel called to. Remember that your self-love journey can start or restart at any point. There are no rules. Stay connected with us on social at Find a Lovely Life, or if you want to see more of Monica Life, you can find me at Lovely Monica, and that's spelled LOVELEEMONICAA. I'll say goodbye for now. Thanks for listening. Until next time.